It is currently 7 o'clock in the morning on the dot. Ooh. And we signed the lease for the new place today with Captain Klug. I'm really excited. If you guys have been watching this channel for a while, you guys literally have seen me go from getting out of my long-term relationship, living in a hotel for a month, then going to this Airbnb and living here for like 3 or 4 months. I had a Subaru STI, then went to the Evo. All these crazy transitions happened, is what I'm saying. And this is going to be another really big one. The fact that I'm getting my own place with a buddy. But anyway, today's the day. I'm really excited. I actually am moving out of this place today to the 12th, today is the 12th, which is my last day in this Airbnb. I actually have to get all my stuff out. I'm going to be living with Captain Klug in the remainder of his place, or until we move in on the 18th, so there's a 6-day overlapping period. But then once that's over with, we're in the new spot. I have to drop off one of my cars today. My buddy's car is getting tuned today. There's a bunch of stuff going on today. You will very rarely catch me going through the drive-thru at Starbucks, but last time I had to go pick up Derek and do something relating to this place, or when we went apartment shopping actually, I was late. I'm not trying to be late this time, so for the sake of time, look at, way in the drive-thru, baby, just because I don't want to be late again. Sorry, Captain Klug. Real talk, that drive-thru was the fastest Starbucks drive-thru I've ever been in my entire life. I've never seen each car one by one move up so fast before. I woke up and left like 30-40 minutes ahead of schedule. If this traffic makes me late, I'm gonna be very upset. So I ended up taking this crazy detour off the freeway because dead stop traffic was too much due to an accident. I'm barely gonna make it by 5 minutes, thank God. Literally made it exactly on time. I am so hyped. Hey, there he is. The captain himself.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. We're done. We did it. We're roommates now, officially, legally.
We've got legal paperwork.
Yeah, legal paperwork.
Legal binding paperwork.
They took a lot of money and a lot of signatures really fast. Faster than a car dealership would. But I guess that's what happens when you get property. It's official.
Later, Remy.
All right, later, man. Okay. It's official, guys. We're roommates. I can't believe it. I can't believe we signed the lease. It's crazy. Literally the day that we were looking for all those places, because I gotta actually move out today. Like I said, today's my last day. I gotta go home, pack up the remainder of my stuff, and jam out. I was literally tripping out, dude. Like I literally was so nervous about the whole idea of like getting out, and just, I didn't have much time. And I'm glad that it worked out in the time frame it did. Alrighty, back home to pack up the remainder of my stuff. Gonna load up the Evo, have to drop off the Evo. I'm gonna have to Uber back from where I drop off the Evo, and then I'm gonna have to get this car, take it to my appointment, and then from there, meet up with Ronnie at 5150 and watch his car get tuned. I got the CR cars loaded in the back. I have my BBK full turbo with some other stuff, my ACT clutch I'm gonna put in there. We're almost done. I can't wait, we're almost done. I can't believe it. This is it. We're finally done. I literally was packing up my stuff right now, getting kind of teary-eyed just thinking about that this is the last time you guys are ever gonna see me in this garage space, and that's finally over. I dreamt about this day for so long. It's not even that this place is that bad, it's just the reason why I was here and the cause of what put me here that made me so depressed, what made me feel so upset. I'm just so happy that it's finally over and that I finally don't have to, that I finally could just move on and have peace. Thank you to all of you guys who've been here every step of the way, who have been concerned, who have been paying attention, have watched every single video I've put out since the time that I've moved in here. You guys are all amazing, and this is only the beginning. I literally have my turbo strapped in like a freaking baby and the test pipe on the floor right there. Now it's time to take the Evo and all my crap to Lorenzo's house, drop the car off, and continue on with the day. Oh my god, what a crazy moment. I take that back, I need to get gas. There's no gas in this car, what a surprise. I'm still in disbelief that this is happening. I can't believe it. It doesn't even feel real. I'm so excited. Alrighty, we have arrived. Time to leave him the keys. He's not home right now, he's at work, but I'm gonna leave him the car. And I gotta take a very expensive Uber ride back home. My boy Luis is coming in a Kia Optima for me right now. How's it going?
Southeast on Crossing Rail Lane.
Lewis, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I remember this morning, yeah.
Yeah.
Today's Monday, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm Jose. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Alright. Well, if not, you can call me next week, you know, whatever.
Yeah. That Uber ride was so funny. That guy was just giving me a bunch of relationship advice for girls. He was telling me about some single mom or something he picked up that he's trying to get at. He was an interesting guy. I'm sure you guys got that hint when he was talking about how sometimes his name changes and stuff. I'm gonna stop and grab a quick lunch at Chipotle before heading to the shop right now. I'm gonna try to eat and drive. We'll see how this goes. I just pulled up on the shop. I haven't even gotten to eat yet because traffic was gnarly. I'm gonna try to eat this burrito real quick before we get into this, because once it starts, it's not gonna stop till like really late. Is that a Skyline? What the hell? This is a Skyline. Look at this. Okay, I did got a terrible clip. That's a R32 on TEs. What? That's crazy. This is the Skyline I was talking about. I guess this guy's here to get some cams and maybe a tune possibly or something. This thing is really, really sick. Damn. And the man, the myth, the legend. It's showtime.
What's up, Josh?
You got the shift sector shirt on. He's ready.
I'm ready to rock and roll.
Yeah,
My stock final drive.
So what's going on with this guy?
So this is a GTR motor. This was actually the gray one that was in the other room. I think we talked about it in the previous videos. The thing was here, and then I got a chance to pull it apart on Friday. So pulled the motor, cleaned up a little bit, pulled the turbos off, and then it kind of sat there. I needed to get some new bolts for the engine stand. So now it's all mounted up. I'm just gonna take the sub harnesses off and pull it apart as far as I can get to today. Yeah, this one has a semi-seized motor, so something broke in there. I'm assuming something cylinder related, piston related, because it's very hard to turn. And I mean, I didn't want to turn it, but I kind of had to, because in order to get, there's like a bell housing that sits, that bell housing over there, that aluminum housing. So it basically sits there.
Yeah.
And then it has this sprung clutch type looking thing, but it's not a clutch, it's just a sprung disc, okay? So the springs are there for, you know, torsional vibration, so you don't really feel it, but you do. It's a GTR, you always feel that. Right. So this goes in there. There's a basically spline shaft inside it. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah, you can see it.
So this splines to the shaft, and then this bolts up to the back of the motor, just like a rear-wheel drive transmission would. And then you got a main propeller shaft that goes to the GR6 transmission, which is in the back of the car, the dual clutch transmission. And then you have a sub propeller shaft that comes back to the front transfer case over here. It's kind of confusing. Yeah. 64, 66 precision. And then that thing goes there, over there. As you can see, this is the front differential slash transfer case, if you will. It's not a transfer case, it's a differential, but so the sub propeller shaft goes there. And yeah, the turbos go on here. I have the turbos off. This thing has stock turbos, so we'll see if he wants to upgrade it as we go on. But first I have to assess the engine damage, see what it is, see if it can be fixed. We kind of talked about it, I think, in one of the previous videos, that it has an alusil cylinder bore. Basically, it has like an electric coating on it that it's not electric. They applied the electricity, and then it's a very hard like coating. And once something happens to the cylinder, you really can't do much about it. You can't sleeve them; they crack. So he might need a new engine block like the other guy did, the other motor that was assembling. So we're just gonna tear this apart and then kind of wait until that thing goes on the dyno. I drove my car around the block today. Super excited. Didn't lift the head.
And she's back. She's back for revenge. It's gonna go down this time. All the jam is going down. This car belongs to a subscriber named George. He's gonna get the Ronnie built treatment. Graphite gray, looks so nice. I'm jealous, buddy. Very clean interior too, I might add.
Alright, so the only thing that's different this time around is we have a ported head in now. And also we have a Cosworth head gasket, so those are the only two differences. And I also got a new set of ARP 625 studs, just in case, because the head did lift. So, you know, it's just a hypothesis, but I mean, I would always replace it if you lift the head, just because it is a stud and it will stretch if, you know, if the head tries to come off. May or may not be true, but I always do it just in case. And then I recheck torque on the head studs after I did a heat cycle on the car, bled the cooling system. So it's pretty much, besides the head and the head gasket and the studs, everything else is the same. And I have Brad 10 this time around because my precision oil didn't get here on time. I always used to use Brad 10 anyway, so that's it. Those are the only changes done to the car.
We are moments away from showtime. John Dranis, a tuner at 5150, just got here. I think Ronnie's just going to go over the car a little bit more, just make sure everything's ready in tip-top shape, wrap up any customer cars he needs to do, and he's going to rip it. Right now, E90's in the car, so Ignite Red. He's going to do some power pulls. I don't know if they're going to tune on E85 afterwards or not, but in theory, everything, fingers crossed, should go as planned this time. If you guys are ready to see Ronnie's car rip it, be sure to hit the like button right now.
So the wastegate setup we have is, I have a single 44mm wastegate. It's a V-band, so it's not a twin scroll. So we have about 18 pounds of wastegate spring, and we have a 3-port, not a 4-port. So the 3-port, how it works is you usually get an air reference, and then you have a bleed port, which will dump the air basically out or back inside your inlet tract, which I obviously don't have. And then we have a dedicated wastegate port that goes on the wastegate. So the air comes in, you know, the boost control solenoid bleeds off however much it needs, and then the other one goes to the wastegate and it actually lifts the valve. So what I have is I have the T that comes from the turbocharger. I have that going on top of the wastegate too. So there's a constant pressure on top of the wastegate, and then constant pressure on the bottom of the wastegate whenever the wastegate opens up, whenever the solenoid starts clicking. So that way we increase boost that way. That's how we control boost, and that's how we're able to run that much boost. On a front wheel drive, on a rear wheel drive car, the reason they use 4 ports is because in first gear, you're gonna have a lot of wheel spin. So you can't afford that because the car's gonna spin. So what you do is you'll go with like a 8 or 10 pound wastegate spring, so you can run spring pressure in first gear, and then you can just keep adding boost by gear the next gears. And then the 4-port will help it, you know, on top of 4th gear, you could be at 50 pounds if you wanted to, and that all depends on the port itself, the solenoid itself. But I don't need that. I have a 3-port because it's an all-wheel drive car. So the base pressure, the lowest spring pressure I can run is 18 pounds. So yeah, that's how we control boost on this car.
We did a pull already, but I had to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry, I missed the first one. The first pull made it mild, 540 wheel. This is a low reading Mustang also, so it reads 15% lower than Dyno Jet. 540 is pretty good, it's a good start.
at 630. Damn, that's crazy. 560 to 630 already. That bull made 720. That's crazy. That's already over 800 wheel on a dyno jet. That's like third pull. 720 wheel at 40 pounds of boost. That's insane. That is so gnarly.
Holy fuck, dude.
Worried about a cop.
Jesus fucking shit. Dude, that's no joke.
That's crazy.
That is no joke. This is as fast a Evo as I've ever felt. Faster than Mikey's, actually.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. I'm totally fanboying right now. That is actually kind of stupid. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know why it has so much power. What am I gonna do with it? I mean, I legit have no clue what I'm gonna do with the power. No brakes, no brakes. There's no brakes.
See if that's fluid or brake test. I think it's brakes. Smells like brake.
My instrument cluster went out. Alright, so official numbers 780 on a dyno, 45 pounds. We couldn't go any higher. I mean, we could, but the tires were spinning. So, you know, it gives no real data as to, you know, how the car is doing, or like John can't like pull up the graph and look at it because it's just doing this squiggly thing on the dyno. So we had to stop there. Head stayed on. I gotta go with a higher pressure radiator cap, because what it does is it'll actually the water will start boiling in the radiator, and then it'll start overcoming this 1.5 bar basically sprung radiator cap, and it'll push right through and it'll go into overflow. So you know, it's getting hotter. So if you put a higher pressure cap on there, like a 1.8 or a 1.9, 1.7, I don't know off the top of my head, what it'll do is it'll actually raise the boiling point of water, because you're actually putting more pressure on the cooling system. So that'll help. The only downside to that is if the radiator's weak, it'll burst the radiator, but I know it's a good radiator and I have good hoses. Well, the lower one is an OEM hose still, so that's gonna get changed, but the Mishimoto hose is a good silicone hose. So that's what I'm gonna do next. Yeah, 780, and it just spun, so we couldn't really go any higher. I mean, we could throw more boost at it. We actually tried to lower boost a little bit and gave it two more degrees of ignition timing. Made somewhat the same power, it just started spinning a little bit more and came on a little more aggressively. But yeah, I mean, that's almost 900 on a dyno jet. It's no joke. I mean, it's scary to drive, as you guys saw. I mean, I don't even want to drive it right now, dude. Fuck, like, it's scaring me. But yeah, I mean, it's not registered either, so
that'll help.
Yeah. And then we had that little I have a spring for it, but it doesn't fit the magnet intake manifold, so I have to zip tie the oil dipstick. You know, like I said earlier, like every engine's gonna have blow-by. The built motor is gonna have more blow-by, obviously. And then there's just so much pressure in the cylinder, 45 pounds of boost, you know. It's a lot of pressure, so it'll push past the rings, and what'll happen is you guys will see in the dyno pulls, actually, it'll start to basically vent through here. So you see some smoke coming out of there, or vapor, or whatever you want to call it. That's just the blow-by gases pretty much escaping that. So this is a vented catch can. You know, I can't run anything else on my setup. I mean, it has to be a vented catch can. It's not going to help anymore if I have bigger vents or like more vents. It's just, this is enough for it. But I don't know if the dipstick will even pop off. I don't know, because it is a fairly tight motor still. So yeah, that's where we're at now. I mean, we could have gave it a few more pounds maybe. I have a feeling it would start choking at like 47-ish, 48, so we didn't have that much in it anyway. And John asked me, he's like, do you want more? I'm like, nah, I think let's just keep it safe, because I don't want to, you know, try my luck. So, you know, so far the Cosworth head gasket helped a lot, you know, with the new studs and everything, so it did what I wanted it to do. So I'm just thankful for that. I'm just going to enjoy the car as is for now, just, you know, do some street pulls here and there. And it's purely on E90, so I just gotta order more barrels, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's not a daily driven car, so, you know, it's not a big deal for me. It's just a weekend warrior, so to speak. I saw this build from start to finish. You guys saw it when Josh first came over to my house, the first time ever that I was on camera. It wasn't awkward actually, but I mean, obviously I'm much more comfortable now. I mean,
you do it pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
I'm not good on camera. So
Oh yeah, by the way, Lorenzo's here, guys. He brought the food.
I'm not good on camera, so this is the thing. Maybe I'll get better at like.
Yeah, no, it's like 2-3 times, and then you're like, okay, whatever. I'm just talking, you know.
Yeah, yeah, true.
So yeah, you guys saw this when we first took it apart. You guys, I mean, you guys followed the whole build. I mean, you guys, if you guys remember, if you watched it from the beginning, I got the SDM pistons, and then those were too loose on this motor, so we had to go overboard. We got CPs, we got upgraded wristbands. So you guys saw everything that goes into building a race car. It's not cheap, you know, but you put your mind to it, and you know, you spend the money, you don't cheap out where you shouldn't, you know, you'll get the results you want. I mean, it does hurt your pocket if you don't have unlimited funds. I mean, I'm just, you know, I work on cars. I mean, I'm not a fucking real estate agent, or like, I don't work at Wall Street, but fucking, you know, you can do it. I mean, just, yeah, little by little, man. It took me like, what, 6 months now, or 5 months, something like that. Mm-hmm. And like, it drained me. I mean, every penny I had, and I did all the labor. So, and you know, John obviously hooked me up with the tuning. You know, this guy knows what he's doing. I'm not fanboying because, you know, I work here. I'm just, you know, I just say that because he really does know what he's doing. I mean, he's so cautious every time. He makes like such small increments. Even today, I mean, how many pulls was that? Like 20 pulls at least? Mm-hmm. And we already had the tune semi-dialed in, you know what I mean? And But we did get a little aggressive with it. Last time, when it popped the head gasket, actually, just to give you an idea of how weak of a head gasket that was at 14 degrees peak timing, okay? And the last pull we did was 22 degrees peak timing at 45 pounds. So it just gives you an idea of a well-built head gasket. Goes back to the O-ringing thing, you know, you can O-ring it too. I didn't need to, but anything past this, I'm not gonna push my luck. Like, this is how it needs to be. Oh yeah, they already saw this. This was the last head gasket. And as you guys would see in the other video that Josh posted, or will post, this compared to the Cosworth line, I mean, this has no fire ring, and this has 4 layers. I don't know if this is a manufacturing defect. Like, I don't even know if I should like go after JE for this, because this is supposed to have 5 layers. I shit you not, dude. I mean, I know OEM does, I know the Cosworth does, I know the Kinetic ones do. Yeah. But it was just, you know, it was my fault. I'm not gonna blame anyone. I tried something that I didn't try before. I learned from it. You know, now I know what to do, what not to do. I even came in yesterday. I fucking took the valve cover off, loosened by sequence, loosened the head studs, tightened them back to spec, just to make sure that after I did the heat cycle, you know, it doesn't like stretch or do anything funny or come loose or you don't need to with the 625s. It even says on the ARP's website, but I'm not taking any chances. So
Better be safe.
yeah, better be safe than sorry, man. I mean, that's gonna be for now. I'm just gonna put a new air filter on there, and then I'm definitely gonna upgrade my brakes, because you guys will see in that video thing, like I couldn't stop. I had to hold the e-brake to stop. So I'm gonna get some nice gyro discs, you said, Lorenzo?
Yeah.
Lorenzo's had gyro discs. I've installed them, but I've never ran them. So.
And then the Project Mu Club races are really good. They squeal, I'll tell you that. They squeal,
man.
but
this doesn't squeal.
they
That's
stop.
why it creeps me out. Because if the good brake pad will squeal, man.
Yeah.
They do. So that's that for now. I mean, time for a 6870. Okay. So when we modified this head, because this head was not supposed to be basically ran with a car like this. It's not supposed to, because that head basically, it was shaved down so much that it was basically unsavable. So what we did is we actually cheated the system. We cut the seats another 40,000. We shrunk the valve seats another 40 thousandths. And then when you do that, so the valve installed protrusion height, which is like how far the valve basically sits up top close to the valve cover, goes up 40 thou. So you can't have that, because if you have that, now with the lifter, the valve's going to be open 40 thou. You get what I mean? So the valve gets hung up and you have no compression, or you lose compression. So what we had to do is we had to cut down the tip of the valve 40 thousandths to make up for the, you know, for the seat adjustment that we just did. And then when we did that, the rocker arm with the lifter in place would now basically, the nubs on the rocker arm would touch the keeper. So if you didn't do anything about it and you started it right up, it would just like kiss the valves, I mean the valve keepers right away, and it would throw all my fucking valve springs off. I mean, that's catastrophic. Mm-hmm. So my other machine shop, Paul Pfaff Racing, down in Huntington Beach, they do great work. Steve there's my man, he does great work. He actually modified it for me. Well, he modified 15 of them, because I gave him one bad one, so I had to modify it, and I think he's gonna post a video of that. Mm-hmm. But we had to basically grind down the nubs until we had 65 thousandths from the side of the nub to where the valve basically sits. So we had to modify it, and today I was just like, you know how it is, man. You spend so much money, and especially with the head gasket issue. I mean, you do this every day, but when, you know, when there's so much at stake, you trip out about everything. And Corey the other day, he was telling me, he's like, dude, there's some things you just can't control. Corey was like having a talk with me, and I was about to cry, dude. It was Saturday, it was like 1 o'clock at night, and it's just, you know, like so many like things like make you worried that you can't control, but at the same time, like you want to find out what it's gonna do, you know? So today, the first thing I did is I did an oil change. 5th oil change, by the way, mind you, because I got coolant in the system. Well, I got water in the system. After all those oil changes, I drove around the block, and I actually revved it slowly with no boost to like 7.75, just to see if it's gonna sling a rocker, because I rather have it do it then than at full boost on the dyno fucking take somebody's head out, you know what I mean? So it didn't, and I was still skeptical about it, because again, it's not something normal. You can't go on the forums and, you know, see how much to modify the rocker. Nobody does that, man, you know? Mm-hmm. So this is a true, like, everything is done in-house, every single thing. And the only thing we didn't do was the machine work. That's pretty much it. Everything else we put together, and again, it goes to show that, you know, with not only like hard work, I mean, anybody can do it if they do enough research and, you know, have funds, but like it's teamwork too, man. Like these guys have supported me mentally so much because it fucks with you, man. It's a lot of money, it's a lot of dedication. You just want it to, you know what I mean? Like you just want it to be perfect. But if it wasn't for the team, you know, not only me, you know, Corey, Alex, other Corey, John, you know, like if it wasn't for them, I would have fucking probably given up on this like a long time ago, or at least like set it aside and been like, you know what, I'm not fucking with this anymore. You know what I mean? But you know, it is what it is. We'll see how long it'll last.
On the last time, like we came because of
Alright, it's been hours later. I left 5150. You guys are stoked on Ronnie's build. I know you guys are. I'm sorry it was a little dark when he was doing the pulls. We'll be sure to get some pulls during the day. There was not enough room anyway to do the pulls for the amount of power that his car is making. He definitely needs to hop on the highway. But if you guys can't tell, we're in the new spot right now. Check this out. Look, there's the living room. This is the kitchen. The bedrooms are over here. There's no light in them, so I'm gonna have to show you them kind of ghetto. This is my bedroom. Oh, it's not focused. It's really blurry, so it's just a tease. But this is got a really big closet too, which is tight. And then I got this nice little window. Oh my god, I almost slipped and ate so much shit right now because I have socks on hardwood floor. There's a nice little patio. You guys can't see it. You guys will see it during the day, I'm sure. Here we are in the bathroom. Oh, look, yours truly. And then this is the captain's headquarters. I'm not gonna, I don't know, I just out of privacy and respect, I'm gonna leave the captain stuff alone. Even though there's nothing in there. But it's super crazy that we're finally in here. I don't know if I really made it that clear or that apparent, but Derek hit me up about like a month or two ago, I want to say, and was like, yo, would you be down at the idea of roommates? And like I said before, I've heard that being roommates can kind of ruin friendships, and I was a little iffy on the idea at first, but I'm pretty stoked that we kind of pulled the trigger on everything and that this place ended up working out. This was the first spot that we looked at. We went to look at like 5 or something like that. If you guys watched that video when I posted pretty much all of them we went to go look at. And this one was definitely the prime contender. And so I'm stoked it worked out. There's actually a 2-car garage here too, which is really huge just because we have multiple cars. And so that's really rad as well. So unfortunately guys, this is the end of today's vlog. Thank you guys so much for coming with me. It's like 12:30 at night. I don't have a mattress here. I have a sleeping bag that Derek was nice enough to let me borrow, but I'm gonna knock out for now. We still have obviously a lot to get situated. I have all my stuff packed in between both my cars, between the Evo obviously and then my IS300. And then hopefully I can get a mattress or something within the next week, and we're gonna start piecing this place together, I guess. Super exciting. Hope you guys are stoked on the new place. It's not the first time or the last time. I mean, it's not the last time you're gonna see this. Can't even talk because it's so late. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys stay tuned for the next video, and I will see you guys all next time. Peace out.